Good morning. Good morning, early risers. How are you?
Good, Sonia. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Have you received my emails that I sent?
Yeah, I sure did. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I'm trying to get you on the big computer, so it's the same person.
All right. I don't see you in the waiting room.
Oh, it's saying connecting, but maybe it won't do it. I'm just giving it a shot.
I've
It
got
just
four
says,
people. I've got four people
oh, maybe it's
that
not
I'm
connected.
meeting. I've got five now. Should be five.
Well, if you see it, yeah. If it ever.
Um, what? You're in my meeting? Spanish for beginners. 99. You got it? 991 5907 4674. Password Ola. Buenos dias, clase. Buenos dias.
Buenos
So,
dias.
if everyone has gotten my text, emails that I've sent out, I'm glad that you got it. If you got the book, you can browse the book also. Um, the first thing that I want to do is, do we have any questions as far as the numbers, the cardinal? Now, those numbers that I taught the last couple of weeks, those are cardinal numbers, all right? So those numbers, you need to know, especially the numbers from 1 to 9, so that you can go and do and attach your tens to it. So last week, I'll wait till she comes on, but I did speak to her on the phone. We had a question about 212, I believe, last week. I might be mistaken in the number, but what happened when I tried to research it, if you say 212 in Google, it's going to come out without the Y in the middle. All right. And if you say 212, it'll come with the Y in the middle. So things change as far as language is concerned. So a lot of times, you know, things that we used to say, this book was published a long time ago. So things have changed. So when you say to most Spanish people 212, you just say dos, doce, 212, 212. All right. All right. The first thing that I sent you in the email this week was practice with numbers. Were we able to do any of that?
I have a question. Excuse me, what page is that on in the book, please?
Page 13.
Thank you.
For those of you that have the book, I'll have to remember to say what page it is. Page 13.
And good morning. This is Melba. This is my first time attending your class. I don't know how long you've been teaching the class, but I'm not familiar with what book are you using, and I don't have any emails from you, of course, because this is my first time. So I can put my email in the chat for you.
No, don't do that. I'll
Okay.
give you my email address, all right?
Okay.
It's S as in Sonia, M, Hola, HOLA, 9 @gmail.com. All right?
Thank you.
And also, we are on Fulton County Senior Services, Spanish for Beginners. The classes are out there. So if you want to, I think the classes started recording on the 9th of September. so you should be able to catch up. So if you would send me your email address, and I will send you whatever attachments I've mailed out to everyone. All right, and
Thank you.
and that will include the name of the book and everything.
Thank you very much.
All right, I muted myself by accident. I apologize. All right. All right, so the first page that I sent you was practice with numbers. So were you able to do the numbers? We're going to go over the first part this week, and then I'll move on to the other things that I had sent out. All right.
Buenos días.
Buenos días. ¿Cómo está?
Muy
Muy
bien.
bien.
Gracias.
¿Qué?
All right.
¿Esto?
All right. The first part has numerals up there. It's 10, 32, 2, 100, 0, 15, 659, 41, 75, 1093, 22, 384. So we all have that, right?
Sí.
See. All right. So what is the answer? The first answer is 10. What would that be?
Yes.
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 32?
32.
32. 32. 2 would be what?
Dos.
You sure?
Dos.
Yeah.
All right. 100. 166.
Ciento, sesenta y seis.
Yes.
Ciento,
Mhm.
Yes.
sesenta y, you know, I do get those two mixed up, 60 and 70. One is sesenta and one is setenta.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What
There
is, go
There's a
ahead.
E. I'm sorry. There's a E in between. 166.
Yeah,
Dices,
let me check that and make sure that it's right, because you know what, sometimes, as I said before, things change.
I
So
put
let me
that
see.
E.
And if those of you that have, never mind, I won't share that with
there's
you.
an E in between.
There's an E between it because what rule are we following?
If there's a 10, you put the E. If there's
Yes.
no 10, you don't put the E.
No, but
Starting
it's
with
over
number,
31.
starting with
31.
number 31.
Right.
You put the E in the tens place. All right.
Okay.
What is 0?
Zero.
Zero. All right. And 15?
Quince.
Say.
Quince. Quince. All right. 659.
Seiscientos
Cientos
y nueve.
nueve.
All right. That's 659.
Nueve. Okay.
All right.
Mm.
41.
Cincuenta y
What
uno.
bueno y
No.
uno.
41.
All right, that one is that's you know, you really have to put your face into it. I had someone come in before that traveled a lot, and one thing she said about us, the class that I had at the time, she said, you got to put your face into it. You've got to, you know, you've got to really pronounce it. Now, you know, we could say 40, but it's 40. Get ugly with it. If you want to sing a song, you got to get ugly. You know, when you get in the choir master tells you get ugly with it. All right.
40.
41.
40. You fill your mouth, you fill your cheek up. 41.
41.
And 75?
Setenta y cinco.
75. And then you have 1,093.
Mil.
93.
1093.
Say that again, please.
1093.
93.
No, no.
So you have 1,000, which is 1093.
Yeah, y tres.
That's
All right, thank you.
93.
Thank you.
And 22 is what?
22.
22.
No E in there. No E.
And then you
There's
have,
a Y, there's an I. But it's not
yes,
22.
it's
separated.
22. It's a compound word.
Okay.
It's one
I
word.
was putting the E, I was putting the Y in there. I was saying 22. That's what I was saying. Okay.
All right. Well, what happens is that if you're in some countries might say 22. Some countries might say that, but that's 3 different words. But now you have a compound word where you have one word. I believe it's page 11 if you have the book. Go back to page 11 and read your rules. All right?
Okay, thank you.
384 is what? 300 is what?
300.
300. And 84.
Mm.
Yes. I heard someone say, things that make you go,
Yeah.
All right. So we've done that part. And then next week we will do the other part. And I trust that you have memorized your phone numbers. I don't want anyone to recite their phone number to me right now because we're in an open forum. And, you know, I don't want your numbers going out into the universe, but make sure that you know your phone numbers, you know your birthday, you know your social security number, which I'm not going to ask you to bring that to the open forum. And you also know, you know, the drugstore number, the doctor's number, the dentist number. Look at these. This is what you call practice. All right. So what you would do, you would go ahead and you would try. And I know a lot of us nowadays, what I had to do while I'm sitting here, what I had to do, I have my children, all their phone numbers written down because I have memorized their numbers. There are 2 people, I believe, who's had numbers for 40 years that I remember their numbers. But other than that, you know, if this phone decides it doesn't want to go, wants to go crazy, I don't know any numbers. So go through your phone and just recite the numbers to yourself. That is good, good for you to practice. And on page 13, at the bottom of the page, it says recite your phone number and your best friend's number in Spanish. First name the digits in order, and the next you do is you split the phone number into 3 larger numbers. So this book was printed so long ago that we didn't have area codes. So, you know, they have 555, 1, 2, 3, 4. And my area code is 404, 404. All right? So that's your phone numbers for today. All right. I also sent you some pages. That page 6, if you have the book, and the page I sent you was, what does it mean? Now, I'm not really good at sharing my pages, but let me see if I can go into share page with you guys.
Here, this.
All right, we won't do this. All right, let me get back to you. So we have page 6, right? And it's the one that I sent you. And this is what it looks like. My book is ragged. And I've had people buy me a book and I haven't put a word in it, all right? So this is the page we're working on. And what I have done with this page, I have folded it in half. And you can fold it in half in your book, or you can fold it in half, you know, if you printed it off. Some of us don't have printers, so just trust me. So why I folded it in half was I can study Spanish on one side, or I can flip it over and do the English. I look at the English, I say, whoa, hello. What does it mean in Spanish? It means hola.
Hola.
And what this page says to you is, ¿qué quiere decir? ¿Qué quiere decir means, what does it mean?
¿Qué quiere
¿Qué quiere
decir?
decir? Repita, por favor. ¿Qué
Yeah.
quiere decir?
¿Qué quiere decir?
¿Qué quiere decir? Okay, remember what I said
Yeah.
with the Spanish words. When you break it into syllables, you can pronounce it. So practice that on your own, all right? Most Spanish speakers are polite and show respect for each other in their greetings. They usually shake hands when introduced and when they leave, and they will stand to greet you if seated. Now, we know this book was printed a long time ago. You know, it's like I will say to guys, I will say to you, ¿Cómo está usted? How are you? And you'll say, está, you know, bien, gracias, y tú. So what you're asking me is, you're saying you're well, thank you, and you, because you care about me.
Mhm.
You don't, you know, you do care about me. So when we exchange greetings, which I will email you a list of greetings this week. And when you say greetings, you usually ask the other person how they're doing. So if I say to you, ¿qué quiere decir en inglés? Hello. I'll ask you, how do you say it in English? All right. So we're going to go down this page and we're going to say the words and we're going to repita. Okay, repita por favor. And I always say por favor. Por favor means what?
Please.
Please.
Yes, you always say please. And you always say gracias. What does gracias mean?
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. Repita por favor. Hola.
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 Buenos días.
Buenos dias.
Buenas tardes.
Buenas
Buenas
tardes.
Tardes.
Buenas noches.
Buenas
Noches.
So those are the greetings that you say when you excuse me one second. Those are how you greet someone when you meet them. When you'll just pass by and say hola. So all of us are friends here in this class. So we say hola to each other. But if you're just walking down the street and you see someone, you say buenos dias, good day or good morning. All right? Buenos dias.
Buenos.
And if you notice in the buenos, you have buenos dias. Make sure you pronounce that correctly. Then you go for the afternoon, which is buenas tardes. Repita, por favor. Buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes.
tardes.
And then you have buenas noches.
Buenas.
Buenas noches.
All right. Buenas tardes is usually till about the afternoon. We in our culture, we say good afternoon to you up until about 5 or 6 o'clock. All right. So that's your afternoon. And then buenas noches means good evening or good night. And so good evening can start at 6:30, 7 o'clock. All right.
Okay.
Or good night can start around that time. So we know that when we see each other, we go, hola. And if we're just walking down the street, we say, oh, buenos tardes. So, buenas tardes, buenas noches, buenos dias. And then when we say goodbye, we say adios.
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 All right. Hasta luego.
Hasta luego.
That means see you later. Hasta mañana. See you tomorrow.
Hasta mañana.
Mañana.
Or see you in the morning. You know, hasta mañana. All right. Now get your pencils out. When we have this other part that we say, Senor.
Senor.
Por favor. Senor. Let your tongue roll.
Senor.
Senor. And why are we saying senor? Senor. We have a what over that end?
Tilde.
We have a tilde
Your
over
day.
the end. All right. So that's senor or Mr. So what I would write on the line, S as in Sonia, R as in Robert, period. That's the abbreviation for Senor.
Senor.
Senor, for Mr.
Senor. Senor.
Senora is Mrs. or ma'am. Senora. And that would be S as in Sonia, R as in Robert, A, period. Senora.
Senora.
Señorita.
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 That is Miss or Ms. And usually that's a young woman of marriageable age. I'm very flattered with my classes when they say, oh, Señorita Sonia. I'm not a señorita, haven't been one for quite a while. I'm Senora. I'm a mature one. Whether I'm married or not, or have been married or not, I'm still Senora.
Oh.
All right?
Okay.
So that's why you say Senora. And things have gotten to the point now that usually when a woman becomes of marriageable age, she has a quinceañera, which at 15 is a big party. Oh, in the Spanish community, that is very big, where they have these lavish, gowns, and the girl gets her first pair of heels, maybe, and she dances with her father, and, folks throw money at them and stuff like that. And a lot of money goes into that quinceañera, and a lot of money comes out of it too. So it's a big celebration. And señorita, again, might start when the girl is 15 and when she's in her 20s, whatever. So it depends on how you want to approach something and someone. If someone is married, then she's senora. If she's 20 and she's married, she's senora. You might want to say señorita, but she might correct you and say she's senora. So señorita is S as in Sonia, R as in Robert, T as in Thomas, A, period. Señorita.
Señorita.
Okay. And then we have don. That means Mr. or Sir. Now, most of us have seen the movie, and we have Don Carleon. That's someone that commands respect. He's Don. So, the President of the United States would be Don Barack. Usually they just say Don, Don Barack Obama. That's my last president.
Don Trump. You didn't say Don Trump.
Don.
We noticed.
So that would be Mr. or Sir.
Yes.
And Doña would be Mrs. or ma'am.
Doña.
All right? Yes, ma'am. So it would be Doña Michelle Obama. All right.
So do you use the Don with the last name or the first name? Do you say Don, or would I say for myself, Doña Judy, or would it be Doña my last name?
It would be Doña Judy.
Okay.
Or you could say Doña. Well, if they command respect, I would use both names, or I would use the last name. All right?
Both. Okay, thank you.
¿Qué quiere decir? It means, what does it mean? And then when you answer the question, ¿qué quiere decir? Quiere decir hola.
Hi.
Quiere decir hello.
Yeah.
All right?
It means hello.
All right. And then you have lo siento.
Lo siento.
And you got your exclamation points there because you say it with feeling. I'm sorry. And then you say, perdón. Excuse me. Like you're trying to go through a line or something like that, you would say, perdón. Right?
The exclamation point at the beginning, what is that? Is that for feeling too?
Yeah, perdón would be excuse me. If you walked into a room, you would go perdón.
Perdón.
All right. I'm disappearing off of my might be my internet's acting crazy.
Excuse me, Sonia.
Yes, ma'am.
The difference between pardon and disculpe, does it matter which one you use?
Disculpe is when you're making way. That's not on this page yet. But disculpe is when
Okay.
you're going through a line. Perdón is when you're asking pardon, or you're saying pardon me, or disculpe is when say all of you are chattering right now, and I say disculpe clase, disculpe, all right? Excuse me, class. I mean,
Right.
escúchame clase. Listen to me, class. All right? So we're going to build our vocabulary. And as I said, I will have the difference between disculpe and perdón on the sheet that I'm still getting it together to email it to you guys. And forgive me because I keep saying you guys. That's just a, that's where I'm from.
That's an expression.
All right, por favor. We always say please.
Por favor.
Por favor.
Por favor.
Por
Por
favor.
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 Por favor.
Por favor.
Bring it together, because remember, Spanish is a blended language. And those of you that have, those of you that have access to www.studyspanish.com, there's a thing in there on blending that you can probably look at. All right. So por favor and gracias. Gracias. You know, you say thank you with some feeling. All right. Gracias.
Gracias.
And then you say you're welcome. De nada. De nada.
Nada.
And no es nada. It's nothing. That to me, it's about the same. Because you're saying someone you're welcome, and then you're going, oh, it was nothing. You know, that's what you're saying. No es nada. No es nada. No es nada. Nada.
Nada.
Nada.
Nada.
Sa. So it's like a T. Nada. No es nada.
Nata.
And de nada. All right.
De nada. De nada.
Okay. And when people are introduced to one another, they say, oh, I'm so pleased to meet you. And they say, the pleasure is mine. So I love this word. El gusto es mío.
El gusto es mío.
El gusto es mío.
El gusto
Gusto es mío.
Es mío.
Good. And then this is the one I really love because I love the way it rolls off my tongue. Igualmente.
Igualmente.
That's
All
not
right.
coming
Let's
off
look at
my
let's
tongue.
look at the word. Let's look at the word. Il
Igual.
mente. Igualmente. Igualmente. So you see my what I do is when I fold the paper in half, I can look over here to the English side and I say, it says hello, and I know it's hola.
Hola.
Good morning, buenos dias.
Buenos días.
Good afternoon, buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes.
Good evening or good night, buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
All right. Goodbye is adios.
Adios.
And so that would be, this is a good tool for studying. If you fold that page in half, even in your book, it's easy to do, to fold it in half. And then we're going to go into the next page, which is page 7, which I sent you, what's your name? That's going to take us into another area. Do you have that? What's your name?
Say it again, please.
Page 7.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas? Do we have that?
Yes.
Now, if I didn't email you the pages, please send me an email so that I can send the pages to you. And for the young lady that joined the class today, I will send her everything that I have. So if any of you have not received my email, please let me know by emailing me. Do not put it in the chat. All right, because as I explained to you before, that we are recording these classes. These classes are on YouTube, all right? I've got 10 more minutes. These classes are on YouTube. So if you don't want your image on YouTube, you do not sign in with a video. All right? That's what I explained before.
Sí.
Oh, wow.
And if you don't want your name out there, you know, some of us might want to put a nickname out there. I might want to put Sony Boney, but I need to know who Sony Boney is. All right. So we have 10 minutes left. I'm going to go into this lesson and I will go through it with you. In Spanish, there is more than one way to ask a person's name. The phrase you choose depends on the situation. Now, as I said, this book was printed a long time ago, and things have changed. People are not as polite as they used to be, and I have another book that I used to teach. I used to teach my class, my intermediate and my advanced class, and we don't use the word tú, which means you. We use usted because in that book it's a level playing field. They don't use tú anymore. They use usted. But we're going to study this to find out, just what they used to do, and then we'll decide. To ask a fellow student or a young child, you use the familiar form. So they have familiar and
¿Cómo te
formal.
llamas?
All right. So you would say, ¿Cómo te llamas? All right. ¿Cómo te llamas? You can tell by the ending of the verb, llamas, because the noun llamas, whatever it is, a noun or a verb, I'm getting confused right now. But anyway, you can tell by the ending of it who you're speaking to. But if you want to say tú, you say, ¿Cómo te llamas tú? If you're speaking to a child or a fellow student, you use the familiar form. To ask an adult or a person who commands respect, use the formal. ¿Cómo se llama usted? ¿Cómo se llama usted? So you use that form. So instead of saying te, you say se. To ask more than one person at one time, you use the plural form. ¿Cómo se llaman ustedes? So when I come online, I would say to you, ¿Cómo se llaman ustedes? That's plural. All right? To tell someone your own name, you use this phrase, me llamo Sonia. So you say, ¿Cómo se llama? ¿Cómo se llama? Usted, you're asking that person their name. And then if you're telling your name, you say, ¿Cómo se, me llamo? All right? So this is enough to digest. This is enough for us to digest for the next, next lesson. What I want you to do is I want you to go over page 6 or go over, ¿Qué quiere decir? I want you to go over that and really internalize that. Because we're getting ready, to do some words now. We're getting ready to do some vocabulary. We're getting ready to do some phrases. The numbers are fine. You need to know how to count. So the next time we come together, we're going to be going over page 7. All right? If you want to, you can try in pencil. Remember, I say in pencil you can try to do the rest of the page if you want to. If not, we could do it online. And also, when you say the second part of the page says, ¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas? And you write that, and you know that it's the familiar form that you use with a peer or a child. So it's all well and good to know why you're saying something, but you need to know why. You need to know what dictates what you say. You are speaking, the first one, ¿Cómo te llamas? You're speaking in the familiar form because you're speaking to a child or a peer. See, that TE lets you know. That TE lets you know this is familiar form. So do I have any questions right now?
Yeah, this is Judy. Why does it say down there where you have to fill in ¿Cómo te llamas, but up top you're supposed to say ¿Cómo te llamas tú? I'm not understanding.
Well, two, the parentheses mean that you're speaking familiar. You're speaking to someone. Tú is a familiar form of usted.
Right.
So you don't have to use that. That's why it's in parentheses.
Oh, okay, so you don't have to do that. And then,
No, because it says two, and then the second one says, ¿Cómo se llama usted? It's understood that you're speaking
it's
usted.
understood. It's
Yes,
understood. I see. And when it says me llama, so your name, you say my me llama Judy. Are you not saying anything about is? So you're just saying my
No,
name
no.
Judy?
You're saying me llamo, me llamo, me llamo, llamo. Oh,
Oh, that puts the is on there. Are you saying kind
you're
of?
just saying, when you say me llamo, you say me llamo Sonia. I am called. Llamar is the verb.
Oh, it's a verb. Okay, thank you.
To
I
be
thought it was a
called.
noun. Okay,
So
thank you.
once we get into conjugating, which I see that we're going to have to get into conjugating sooner
Yeah.
than later. What the llamar is the original form of the verb. Llamo is I.
Okay,
Llama
thank you.
is you.
Yep.
Llama is he, she, or you, formal, or it. All right.
Yes,
So that's how the verb is conjugated.
thank you. I just thought it was a noun and I was confused, but now I understand it's a verb and it's conjugated that way. Thank you.
All right. Now, my sister's on the line. Did I say that llamar is a verb?
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right. So, do we have any more questions about what we're looking at right here on page 7? All right. I don't know. You know what? I need to get a clock where I can keep track of my time. So, as I said, read page 7 again. Page 6 is important too. We're getting into words now. We're getting into vocabulary. We're getting into conversation. You know, how are you? How have you been? You know, things like that. And also, I believe I sent. I also sent page 8.
Yes.
How are you?
Page 8.
Oh,
So I sent page 8, and page 8 tells you, you know, you say, you know, buenos días, ¿cómo está usted? How are you? Bien, gracias. Más o menos. You know, so read that page. Just read it. Don't do anything with it. Just read that page, because we're gonna finish up with page 7, and we're gonna go into page 8. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Are there any questions? Any and you know, as I said, you can always email me if you have any questions. We can exchange phone numbers on the email if you wish, which is fine. You know, if you don't want to send your phone number, we can just communicate through email, or we can talk on the phone. If you have any questions about the pages, or you know, the things that we're going through, give me a call or send me an email, and I'll give you my number, or you give me your number, whichever one's you know, whatever we get together. All right.
see,
Sí.
See.
see.
All right. I know no one better not say no. It better be C. And you know what the word SI means? Yes. SI with the accent over the I means yes.
Yes.
What does it mean if you have SI without an accent?
If,
If.
It means if.
if,
If.
Means if. All right.
SI is yes. And what you said, IS?
SI with the accent means yes.
C. Yes.
All right. And without the accent, it means if.
If.
If. Okay.
All right. That's one of the few words that, you know, with an accent, it means something. Without an accent, it means something else. And we also have a word that when it's a compound word, it means one thing. And when it's separated, it means something else. All right. So
Okay.
I'm going to say adios.
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 Gracias.
Hasta luego.
Gracias,
Hasta
Senor.
luego.
Gracias.
And keep in mind to everything takes practice. And for those of you that have the Learn Spanish for Beginners, it's a wonderful program. Take advantage of Butterfly Spanish on YouTube. www.studysspanish.com is an excellent tool. And those of you that are ready for Duolingo,